Well, what do you know? I guess I'll be the one who dies first.
Chandler, what is the matter with your face? This picture's supposed to say Geller and Dean to be married, not local woman saves drowning moron. Hey, don't let it pretend. He's my drowning moron.
So in case you guys didn't know, the actor MatthewPerry has faked his death. And in this video, I'll be exposing all of the scripting with his character's fake death. And I'm also going to prove that his death was fake because he has multiple videos admitting that he was going to die.
I'll be the one who dies first.
Before I get into that, let's talk about his base character. Because whenever I expose someone, I have to find who their base character is and who their youngest character is on the world stage. So first, let's talk about his base character, which is John C. Breckenridge. As you guys can see, Matthew's character is based off of this old character, John C. Breckenridge. And this is deep because John C. Breckenridge is from 1821. So this proves that celebrities are constantly being recycled because John C. Breckenridge was the vice president of the United States. And he was the youngest ever vice president. Here's another comparison of John C. Breckenridge and MatthewPerry. And now let's get into the connections because these connections are going to blow your mind. John C. Breckenridge died at age 54, right? So what are the chances that his other character, MatthewPerry, also dies at age 54? What are the chances that these two characters look exactly alike and they even died at the same age of 54? And on top of that, they even have the same gematria. So John Breckenridge equals 152 and MatthewPerry also equals 152. So there's just so many connections here, man. Even their first names have the same gematria. So Matthew equals 31 and John equals 13, which is 31 reversed in the same cipher. And then we see that MatthewPerry was born in 1969 and his base character's last name is Breckenridge, which equals 69 in gematria. So there's just too many connections at this point. None of this could be a coincidence. MatthewPerry played the role of a character named Chandler Bing on the show Friends. So whenever they play a character in a movie or a show, there's going to be connections with the name of that character as well because they played that character. So since he played the role of Chandler Bing, which is where most people know him from, it makes sense that Chandler Bing would be connected to John C. Breckenridge in gematria as well. So Chandler Bing equals 97 and John C. Breckenridge also equals 97. So not only is he connected to his real name, but even the character that he played. And I noticed that John Breckenridge does a lot of Masonic poses. Here he is doing the hidden hand. And I talked about this symbolism a lot. Here's some pictures of politicians and many other celebrities that have done the Masonic hidden hand. Right here we even see that George Washington was doing the hidden hand. And here's some more celebrities like Will Smith, the Beatles, Tom Hanks, and many more celebrities that do the hidden hand in plain sight. Now let's talk about his youngest character on the world stage right now because John C. Breckenridge's character is dead and MatthewPerry's character is now dead. So there has to be another character that is still active on the world stage, and that character is Justin Williams. So as you guys can see, Justin Williams and MatthewPerry look very similar because Justin Williams' character was based off of MatthewPerry. And not only do they look very similar, but they also have the same gematria in the same cipher. So MatthewPerry equals 131, just like Justin Williams. And then MatthewPerry played the role of Chandler Bing on Friends, and Chandler Bing equals 97, just like Justin Williams. So do you guys really think it's a coincidence that all three of these characters equal 97 in gematria? Chandler Bing, Justin Williams, and John C. Breckenridge are all the same characters, and they all have the same gematria. And earlier I showed you guys how Breckenridge equals 69. Notice how his youngest character, Justin, also equals 69, and MatthewPerry was born in 1969. So Justin Williams is a professional ice hockey player, right? He plays for the NHL. So what are the chances that MatthewPerry loves playing hockey? Right here you can see that he's playing hockey with his co-star Matt LeBlanc, and Justin Williams is literally a professional hockey player. So they told us in plain sight with this connection right here. And notice how Justin Williams is number 14 and dead equals 14 in gematria. And Justin Williams played for the LA Kings. And right here we see that MatthewPerry is wearing LA hockey gear. So it's not a coincidence. Another connection is the fact that Justin Williams is from Canada. And Matthew Perry is also from Canada. As you guys can see, Matthew Perry grew up in Canada, and he's even linked to big names in politics. Another connection is the fact that Justin Williams is currently 42 years old at the time of Matthew Perry's death, and Matthew Perry's Instagram name is MattyPerry4. MattyPerry4 equals 42, just like Justin Williams' age at the time of Matthew Perry's death. And then Matthew Perry's name on the show Friends is Chandler Bing, which also equals 42. And then Friends equals 42, Masonry is 42, and Satanism is also 42. Another connection is the fact that Matthew Perry died in October, and Justin Williams' birthday is in October. And if you notice, Matthew Perry died exactly 24 days after Justin Williams' birthday. As you guys can see, October 28th is 24 days after October 4th. And this is interesting because I just showed you guys how Justin Williams is currently 42 years old at the time of Matthew Perry's death, and 42 backwards is 24. Another connection is the fact that Matthew Perry and Justin Williams both have the same Chinese zodiac sign. So Matthew Perry was born in 1969, and Justin Williams was born 12 years later in 1981. And if you guys know about Chinese astrology, then you know that every year is associated with a certain animal. And ironically, Matthew Perry and Justin Williams, who were born in 1969 and 1981, have the same Chinese zodiac sign because they were both born on the year of the rooster. As you can see, 1969 and 1981 are both years of the rooster. So what are the chances that both of these characters are born on the year of the rooster? And in Chinese astrology, every year has an enemy year as well. So the enemy of the rooster is the rabbit, right? And this is very interesting because Matthew Perry died on the year of the rabbit, because 2023 is the year of the rabbit. So this was all scripted. And keep in mind, astrology is real, but celebrities are used to mimic the real. So they script out things in a way that would naturally happen for a regular person. So this is why they made sure to script out this character's death in his enemy year, because he's most likely to have bad luck that year. And if you guys want more information about astrology and numerology, I can teach you guys more of that information on Patreon. And I can even do you guys a reading for all of my Patreon subscribers. So if you're interested in that, hit me up on Patreon after you subscribe. Because keep in mind, astrology and numerology is very real, but celebrities are used to mimic the real, to give us an illusion that they're regular people, but they're not, because everything they do is scripted, which is what I'm going to get into now. They're saying that Matthew Perry died at age 54. And apparently he died on October 28th, 2023, which has a numerology of 54. So he dies at age 54 on a date with 54 numerology, and Freemasonic and Jesuit order both equal 54. Fake passing is 54, staged is 54, and human sacrifice is also 54. So this character clearly faked his death because there's too much scripting involved. He faked his death on October 28th. Which leaves 64 days left in the year, and Matthew Perry equals 64 in Gematria, killed equals 64, scripted death is 64, and the Skull and Bones is also 64. And they let us know with the numbers that they're running a deception on the world, because as you guys can see, Matthew Perry and deception have the same Gematria in 2 ciphers. So Matthew Perry equals 64, and deception equals 46, which is the same number reversed. And then they both equal 152 in the same cipher. And then we see that ritual murder and Jesuit order also equal 152. So now let's talk about the number 68, because at the time of Matthew Perry's death, he's following 68 people on Instagram. And Matthew Perry's real name is Mathew Langford Perry. Mathew Langford equals 68, just like ritual sacrifice and ritual murder. Now let's talk about the number 28. Because Matthew Perry faked his death on October 28th. And as you guys can see, kill equals 28, Matthew is 28, and he died on a Saturday. Saturday is 28, PSYOP is 28, and PSYOP is short for psychological operation, which is exactly what this is, because they're running a psychology trick on the world. Then we see that hot tub is 28, and they're claiming that he died in a hot tub. And then Friends equals 28, which is the show that he was on. And his character's name on that show is Chandler, which also equals 28. There's no way any of this stuff could be a coincidence, because they specifically chose October 28th to kill this character off of the world stage. And it all makes sense now because it was a part of a big Halloween and full moon ritual, because this date is 3 days before Halloween. And if you notice, MatthewPerry was being very subliminal a few days before he died. Here's a post that he made with a pumpkin and a Batman sign, and he said, "Do you know what I mean?" He's being very subliminal. He's basically admitting that he's going to do a ritual on Halloween or around Halloween, and that's exactly what ended up happening. And then 7 days before he died, he posted this picture that says Batman plays pickleball. And if you guys remember, pickleball was connected to Jamie Foxx with that whole situation. And I talked about how all of that was scripted in my Jamie Foxx video. So I'll put a link to that video in the description. And then if you notice in the caption, he said WTF. And then in the comments, he said, "Rest easy. I'm on a tall building." So I find that very strange. You know, he's letting us know that he's going to fake his death. This was 7 days before he died. And he's saying he's on a tall building as if he's about to die. So he admitted multiple times that he was going to fake his death and be a part of this Halloween moon ritual, because MatthewPerry died on October 28th, which is the same day as the full Hunter's moon. And you guys can look this up. What are the chances that this character dies on a full Hunter's moon? It's so obvious that this was a moon ritual, and I could prove it with gematria. So MatthewPerry was born in 1969. Full Hunter's moon equals 69. Freemason ritual is 69, and the Jesuit order is also 69. And then we see that Illuminati and NWO also equals 69. And then his other character's last name, Breckenridge, is also 69, just like full Hunter's moon in the same cipher. Then we see that he died at age 54, and Hunter's moon equals 54. And the nail in the coffin, the last post on his Instagram, is literally him in a hot tub with the moon in the background. Do you guys really think that's a coincidence? The last picture he posted before he died was on October 23rd, 5 days before he died. And he's sitting in a hot tub with the moon in the background. And 5 days later, he dies in a hot tub on a full Hunter's moon. He's literally admitting in plain sight that he was going to do this ritual, because he made another post where he recorded the moon. Check this out. And notice in the caption, he said, "Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?" So again, he's letting us know, pay attention to the moon, because in a few days, he's going to fake his death on a full moon. It's all in our face, man. I don't understand how people don't see this stuff. You know, do people just think this is a coincidence? Because I don't believe in coincidences personally. This is too many to just be a coincidence. And it gets even deeper than that. If you look at his profile picture, it looks like he's dead. I mean, he's sleeping on a couch, which is very strange. What are the chances that he has a profile picture of him sleeping and then he dies? So now when you look at this picture, it looks like he's dead. So he did a lot of predictive programming. And if this is still not enough, here is 100% proof that he admitted he was going to die. Check this out.
Well, what do you know? I guess I'll be the one who dies first.
So in that video, he said that he's going to be the first one to die. And ironically, I believe he was the first main character from the show Friends to die. So that's what he was hinting at with that video. You know, they always have to do predictive programming to let you know the truth before they do it, so that they won't get karma for what they're doing. Now let's move on to the birthday of his character on the show. He played this character called Chandler Bing on the show Friends, and his character's birthday on the show is April 8th. And this is interesting because there's going to be a solar eclipse on April 8th, 2024. So what are the chances that he dies connected to a full moon, and then his character on the show is connected to an upcoming solar eclipse? So I can guarantee that they're going to be killing off characters on April 8th, 2024, or around that date, because the fact that this death faker is already connected to it and it hasn't even came yet shows that they're going to do a big ritual on that day. And if you notice, April 8th is 4/8, like 48, and moon ritual equals 48, and pass away equals 48. So this was all scripted. Now let's talk about another event that is connected to the date October 28th. So the Statue of Liberty was dedicated on October 28th, 1886. What are the chances, you guys? This character dies on October 28th. There's a full hunter's moon on October 28th. And on top of that, the Statue of Liberty was created on October 28th. So there's something with that day. And if you know about numerology, it's because of that 28. 28 has to do with money. So this is why they built the Statue of Liberty on that day, because they make a lot of money from that. And this is why they killed off his character on that day, because now they're going to make a lot of money off his character. And if you guys want more information about the Statue of Liberty, you can watch my video about Elvis, because I literally exposed the Statue of Liberty, because Elvis and Khloe Kardashian are based off of the Statue of Liberty. So go check out that video. I'll put a link in the description. Now let's talk about how the full moon on October 28th was in Taurus. Taurus equals 19 in Gematria, and MatthewPerry was born on August 19th. And then dies equals 19 in the same cipher, and hot tub equals 19, and he died in a hot tub apparently. Now let's talk about the scripting with his cause of death. So they claim that he died from drowning, and if you notice on the show Friends, he did a lot of predictive programming that he was going to drown in a hot tub. So right here he's in a tub with water, and then right here it says MatthewPerry, and it looks like he's drowning in the picture, and his name on the show is Chandler. Chandler has the same gematria as drowned. They both equal 38 in the same cipher, and then 43 and 34 in the same cipher. So here's a video where they admitted in plain sight that MatthewPerry was going to drown. Check this out.
Chandler, what is the matter with your face? Wait, this picture's supposed to say Geller and Dean to be married, not local woman saves drowning moron. He's my drowning moron.
So hopefully they don't copyright those videos. If they do, I'll try to post them on Instagram. The link to my Instagram is in the description. They said that MatthewPerry died in a hot tub in LA. This is interesting because there's been many other celebrities that died in a tub in California and in general. So Whitney Houston died in a tub in Beverly Hills, which is also California. And then they said that Aaron Carter also drowned in his tub in Lancaster, which is in California. So that's 3 celebrities that drowned in a tub in California. And then there's also this other celebrity called Jim Morrison, who was found dead in a tub as well. So it's not a coincidence that there's so many characters that they've been killing off in a tub, and most of them were in California. If you guys want more information about Aaron Carter, the link is in the description. And ironically, Aaron Carter was connected to Takeoff because he died 4 days after Takeoff. And Takeoff is also connected to MatthewPerry's death because Takeoff died at age 28 and MatthewPerry died on October 28th. And then Takeoff died on November 1st and MatthewPerry died October 28th, which was 3 days before. And then Aaron Carter died November 5th. So all of these characters' deaths are connected to Halloween. If you guys want to watch my Takeoff videos, the link is in the description. Now let's talk about the number 83 and 38, because right now MatthewPerry has 83 posts on Instagram, and drowned equals 83, and they said that he drowned, and apparently he died in Pacific Palisades, which also equals 83. And Pacific Palisades is a neighborhood in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles also equals 38, just like death and tub. So this is why they kill a lot of characters in a tub. And then the numerology of his date of death is also 38. So MatthewPerry's full name is Matthew Langford Perry, which equals 109, just like killed Saturday in Los Angeles, and he died on a Saturday in Los Angeles. So all of this was scripted. Some articles say that he drowned in a jacuzzi, and jacuzzi is also connected to his date of birth because MatthewPerry was born in 1969, and jacuzzi is 96, which is 69 in reverse. And they're trying to say that his death was not by OD, but that doesn't really make sense because how else can somebody die in a hot tub if it's not from an OD? And the numbers seem to connect with OD because the neighborhood that he died in is Pacific Palisades, which equals 54, and OD equals 54 in the same cipher. So here's some more predictive programming that he did last year before he died. So MatthewPerry wrote a book about his addiction journey, and he said, "I'm grateful to be alive." Isn't that kind of ironic? A year before he dies, he makes a book about getting out of addiction, and he says he's grateful to be alive. And then a year later, he dies, and it seems to be connected to an OD. And the most interesting thing about this all is the fact that he released this book on October 31st, 2022, which was the same day that Takeoff died, because Takeoff died that night, which crossed over to November 1st. So don't you guys find that weird that he drops his book on Halloween in 2022, which is the same day that Takeoff died, and then the next year he fakes his death 3 days before Halloween on October 28th, which is connected to Takeoff because he died at age 28. So this is all a joke, man. And you can tell because the last chapter of his book is called Batman. And if you look at his Instagram, he made like 5 posts about Batman before he died. Another subliminal post that he made before he died was this random post about cranberries. Check this out. So in the caption, he just said, "This is what I had to eat today." And he showed 3 cranberries. And when you type in cranberries, this rock band pops up called the Cranberries. And I noticed that one of the main singers in the group is Dolores, and she also drowned just like MatthewPerry. So he was being very subliminal with that post about the cranberries. Another agenda that they were pushing with his character before he died is the promotion of McDonald's and being fat. Don't you guys find it weird that a famous celebrity is eating at McDonald's? And I talked about this in my Young Thug video because his other character, Red, was also seen eating McDonald's and promoting it. So they do this on purpose because if these were regular people, why would they be eating at McDonald's if they have money to afford healthier food? But it's all to promote this nasty agenda of eating this terrible food. I talked about this on my Patreon. Go watch my health documentary because they're turning men into women with all of this estrogenic food. And notice how the symbol for McDonald's is an M. M is the 13th letter. There's 13 bloodlines that run the world. And Masonry starts with the M as well. Last thing I want to point out is the symbolism with the show Friends. So on this cover, they're all making a pyramid in plain sight. And this is not by coincidence. Also notice the couch that they're sitting on is red and there's bricks in the background. And the biggest actress on that show is Jennifer Aniston. And she has many pictures doing symbolism. Right here you can see that she's doing symbolism right in our face. And sometimes they do the symbolism in our face like this, but other times they're more subliminal with it, like right here. And then right here she's doing this root chakra mudra, which is not bad because all of the symbolism that they do is just a reference to knowledge that they're gatekeeping. Like right here, for example, she's doing another hand mudra. And right here, she's doing one eye symbolism, which is a reference to the third eye. And right here, she made a post on Instagram where she's doing one eye symbolism again. And right here, she's pointing to her head, letting you know that this is all knowledge-based symbolism. And the reason why they do the shush hand sign is because they took an oath to not tell us the knowledge of this stuff. They only tell us symbolically. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Matthew Perry's base character is John C. Breckenridge. As you guys can see, they look exactly alike. And they even have the same gematria. And his youngest character right now is Justin Williams. Make sure you drop a like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow me on Instagram, and subscribe to my Patreon. The links are in the description below. Thank you all for your support, and I'm out.